Why would you negatively affect somebody else's future when you don't have any receipts, when you don't have any proof, when you don't have anything other than gossip off of a gossip channel? Hey, I'm Jeff, Not Dead Yet Adventures, and here's no surprise. Another Angeles City YouTuber trading their dignity and integrity for likes, clicks, and subscribes. Yep. Sad, too, because this guy is well-liked, and he's considered the good guy of Angeles City. And, again, he's just out there trading his dignity, integrity, his whatever for likes, clicks, and subscribes on the back of someone else. Now, he's not out there filming, well, currently he's not out there filming girls and posting online for his subscribers, but he's out there talking shit on the backs of somebody with no real evidence, no receipts. Can't bring the receipts. If he has the receipts, he's not claiming to have them. All he has is conjecture. All he has is drama, chismes, gossip. And he's out there disparaging people for what good reason? Oh, he wants attention. He wants subscribers. He wants viewers. So he's out there calling Eric and Mercy and Drake or Mark, whatever his name is, calling these people names, saying they skipped town. They left these people unpaid. Oh, wait, allegedly, because that's the gossip I heard. But he says it so many times in his video. And why choose that language? Why choose the language that implies guilt, wrongdoing, or other things like that? Why? Why? What purpose? Because it draws up attention. It creates drama. Makes you feel bigger. You're a big man. You're saying they skipped town. If you knew what happened and you had the receipts, you would just say it openly. But if you don't know what happened and you don't have the receipts, you're going to conjure up some sort of drama and accuse them of wrongdoing without any receipts, without any good reason. And it kind of ticked me off because, I don't know all those people involved intimately. We don't even trade emails. I don't even think I have their email. But they were really nice to me when I was there. They did treat me, above and beyond what I would expect from a YouTuber in Angeles City, which Eric and Mercy were for a long period of time, treated me with nothing but respect and, treated me like a friend, not a close friend, but like, an acquaintance from the second I walked in the door. Now you can say that's good customer service, that's good, ownership, that's good whatever, but it went beyond that, and it was obvious it went beyond that, to me, from my perspective. So I don't know why Chubs, this guy, Chubs Dubc, but is out there trying to do what? I mean, what are you trying to do? You're out there disparaging people when you don't really know what happened. I mean, I think about things like what could possibly happen. Well, what if they hit the lottery? What if they did get a big payout? Do we know what the contract said? Was there even a contract? Was it a verbal contract? Was it a handshake? Was it drawn up by lawyers? Were there NDAs involved? Were there non-competes involved? We don't know any of this. And it's none of our business. Now, if the parties involved want to tell their story, that's on them. But remember, that's only one story. So if the new owner wants to tell his story, or the old owner, or whoever involved, that's only a piece of the story. Now, I have personally seen a situation where a business sold, and the new owner blamed all these bills and all these unpaid things on the old owner, and used that as a means to purge the staff and break obligations the business had, and form new obligations and frame themselves as the new guy, the savior, and oh yeah, those people did me wrong, and get the sympathy that you got screwed over. I watched this happen a couple times actually. And if you were on the outside and only one side is being vocal, then that's all you would know. If you're on the outside and no sides are being vocal, just a bunch of historically bad shit talkers, then what do you really know? All I know is there's this guy, Chubs Dubc, who's taking every opportunity to frame people in the most negative way possible. And why? Why? To what end? All it does is, trade his integrity, his whatever, just downgrades him at the expense of others. And, for a few likes and subscribes, good on you, bud. Good on you. Just like another Angeles YouTuber who spent a lot of time talking shit about other people before he burned all of his bridges and left. Disgraced. Not disgraced by others, disgraced by himself. Is that the future of Chubs? I hope not. But the other guy called himself the king of Angeles City. Somebody referred to Chubs as the king of Angeles City. So maybe it's a problem when people get too big in Angeles City. Maybe it's a problem of vloggers in the Philippines in general, because they're not the only ones. But it just kind of disgusted me that nobody was speaking up about the what if or the what could be, or just why are you going out of your way to talk so negatively about somebody who is well respected by a lot of people? I don't know. Just kind of sad. Just kind of shows what a weak, spineless person you can be when you're chasing likes and subscribes. Kind of reminds me of other people in Angeles City. And with this whole Vitali thing, it really cracks me up because I'm listening to these people try to rewrite history. Oh, it was those guys. It was Vitali. It was this. It was that. It was this. It was that caused these iteration of the law. Because from what I understand, I'm not a lawyer. I haven't read it. I haven't done any background. But from what I understand, the law hasn't changed. It's just being reminded to people to be respectful. And I'll tell you, it's not just a Philippine thing. When you're in other countries, if you run around and film women walking down the street and think it's okay to post that on YouTube, that's not going to go well for you. That's not going to go well for you. People like Vitali went to these Asian countries because they knew they could get away with a lot more. I was in one country recently and I was filming something above a coffee shop. There was a girl inside a coffee shop, and with the reflection, I couldn't see her. She was with some friends, and she got up and came over and was really hostile to me about me filming her because she was sitting behind she could see from where I was sitting. I didn't get up. I just talked to her calmly. But it was so funny because even when she turned around, she saw that I couldn't see anybody at the table. And then I showed her what I was filming, and everything was fine. And she apologized, and I apologized for any misconception. But that is pretty normal when you travel the world. People don't like you filming them. And the fact that people in the Philippines thought that's okay and still think it's okay is sad, right? It's just sad. And if you think it's okay, or if you ever thought it was okay to film girls and post that shit online for your viewers and highlight them as sexual objects, or frame them as prostitutes, or frame them as bar girls, or frame them in any way other than a random person walking the street to bring attention to them specifically, that's just wrong. And I don't know why so many people think it's okay. And I don't know why you would go to a lawyer and talk to a lawyer and then broadcast to the world that you talked to a lawyer and he explained it's okay and legal to do. But people in Angeles City or who have left Angeles City, they think that's all okay behavior. They think that's acceptable behavior. And, good on you. You do you. But don't expect me to be silent if you're going to talk trash about somebody I liked and respected and not give them a fair shake. And I don't think Chubs gave them a fair shake at all. Because I look at the situation. What if I just decided I didn't want to do YouTube anymore? And what if I just decided I wanted to sell my business and leave, and I wanted to break ties with everybody? That's my right. But now to have all these people disparage me, that's not good, right? That's not good at all. And what right do you have to create that perception in public of other people breaking the law? That was one of my big issues with the old King of Angeles City YouTuber, is he was creating this impression that somebody broke the law, accusing them of breaking the law, hosting people on his channel to very cleverly get them to say this guy broke the law, and never brought any receipts about him breaking the law. So you're accusing somebody of breaking the law when I don't even think he understood the law he was accusing that person of breaking. Stolen valor is a very specific law. And if you're accusing somebody, or you're hosting somebody and promoting somebody who's accusing somebody of committing stolen valor, you better bring the receipts, and you better understand what that is. Because that's a very serious law, and people take that very seriously. And Chubs is saying these people skipped out and left bills unpaid, didn't pay their employees, didn't this, didn't that. That can affect their future. If they open another business and somebody sees this video and they don't get the whole truth, they only get your truth, they only get your repeating of gossip, that can negatively affect their future. Why would you negatively affect somebody else's future when you don't have any receipts, when you don't have any proof, when you don't have anything other than gossip off of a gossip channel? Don't even have a personal experience with the situation. And you're going to go out there and report gossip and say, well, that's what they said here and that's what they said here. And you've got no competing argument. And I may be wrong, but I remember somebody saying something about taking journalism and, I don't know, I may be off base here. That's just my memory. But Journalism 101, I've never taken it, but it seems reasonable to me that you would learn that if you're going to present a disparaging argument that isn't factually based, you might want to present the other side of that coin. You might want to present other possibilities, not just paint it as one. What if they sold a business and there was an NDA involved? Or if they sold a business and the bills were supposed to be picked up by the new owner? New owner doesn't want to pay him, so he's going to try and renegotiate contracts or broker a deal by claiming he's the victim, because that's never happened before. And you're out there just talking shit about people, accusing them of crimes, alleging they committed crimes. It's like, why would you do that? What good does that do for your soul? What good does that do for your viewers? Are you protecting anybody? Are you educating anybody? Are you correcting anybody? Are you doing anything other than talking shit? I don't know. You tell me. What good does it do to constantly say somebody skipped town? Do you understand the psychology involved there? You say it enough, people believe it, whether it's true or not. Chubs Dubc, do you understand your lies, your misrepresentation of the truth? Do you understand the impact it has? What if I were to make a video every day talking lies about you and accuse it, it came off some chat board. Chubs Dubc likes X, Y, and Z. It's on this chat board here. If I said that enough, people would just believe it until people start approaching you on the street and accusing you of liking whatever that may be. And I can just turn around and say, well, it's on this chat board here. I'm just saying what they said allegedly happened. Do you really want people to do that? Now, in the past, I've talked mad shit about somebody, but guess what? I've got all the receipts. I may have made mistakes, and I'll apologize for those if you point them out and I can't bring the receipt. But I've got more receipts than I ever talked about. And if that person ever wants to go toe to toe, he better buy a plane ticket to it. I don't know. It just disgusts me that all these YouTubers in the Philippines, they think this is good behavior. They think this is normal behavior. And from my perspective, the YouTubers and the expats in the Philippines are a good reason not to move there. And the expats you meet on the road or on the street or in the bar or the restaurant, the grocery store, they're all whatever, right? But it's the YouTubers that are really pose the danger because they will gin people up. They will encourage negative behavior. They will encourage people to act on their behalf. And they'll do it with the most subtle and negative ways, right? I've received significant threats for what I said in the past. And, it's not worth my time to chase them down. It's just not. And it's from people who just don't take the time to listen to what's being said. They don't take the time to do anything other than support their guy because they're just emotionally driven, tribal old men, usually old men, who have nothing better to do than defend their supposed friend who probably wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Because that's how dirty and nasty some of these YouTubers are. They probably wouldn't even piss on a stranger if they were on fire. They might pull it out and film it, but they probably wouldn't even piss on you to put out the fire. So, Chubs, hope you don't go down that road, but I was pretty disgusted to see that. And it's been a week, and I haven't seen an apology, haven't seen an acknowledgement, haven't scoured everything you've posted. But if you're going to make some sort of apology, it should always be bigger. And I haven't seen it. So if it's there, I apologize. If it's not there, you probably won't do it. But anyone else, if you care, my experience with everybody at the Drake Hotel was on the up and up. And, I never had a negative interaction with them. I saw acts of kindness beyond what I would have expected from people in their position. Being on YouTube and running a business and surrounded by people asking for handouts, I always had the best interaction. Food-wise, the food was always good for me. Every once in a while there'd be a little hang-up, but guess what? It's a restaurant. It happens. I've had, problems at 5-star restaurants. I was just at a very well-known hotel, had problems with the food. Like, really bad problems. 10x anything I ever had at Poppy's Bar and Chill. So it happens anywhere. The difference is if I ever said anything about the food at Poppy's, it was made correct. Efforts were taken to make me happy as a customer, whether it was a refund or recook or, fixing or whatever, or even just an apology, right? Because it's just food. Eat it, enjoy it, move on. There's more to life. One bad meal isn't going to screw up my life. And I definitely wouldn't go online and bitch about eggs not being cooked correctly, because why would you do that? That will stick in my head for the rest of my life, because that's just the funniest shit ever. A grown man bitching about eggs. I can't even count how many continents or cities I've been in where I've gotten great eggs, and it's not hard. If they're not perfect or the way I like them the first time, a subtle little compliment, a little, encouragement to get them the way I like them, and guess what? They come out the way I like them. But it all starts with me being nice, and maybe that's beyond the reach for some people. Maybe that's beyond their ability. So I don't know what to say, but I do know, and I will stick to this, in my experience and my observations and in my perception, the greatest threat to expats in the Philippines is expats. And the greatest threat of all those expats is YouTubers. and not all YouTubers. There are some great YouTubers there. There's some great people there. But, just be careful who you listen to and start to think about why they're saying what they're saying. And if they're trashing somebody just to get likes, clicks, and subscribes, that's probably not a voice you want in your head if you want to be a happy, sustained, fulfilled, retiree or expat or nomad, right? The more of those types of people you have in your head or you listen to, the worse your life is going to get. I don't have any data, I don't have any reports, but there's plenty of examples that you can go look to, and plenty of wise people that say something very similar. I didn't just make that shit up. It's one of the lessons I've learned as I try to be happier and try to go from the angry old man to the carefree, fun-loving, happy world traveler that I am. And believe me, my life is better than I ever would have guessed. Even 3 years ago when I left America, I had hopes and dreams. And my life today, 10x what those dreams were. 10x, easy. It just keeps getting better and better and better. But I did want to take the time to speak out and speak up for those who are being silent. And they may have done everything they're being accused of, and that's fine. But if we don't know, we don't know. And if somebody's got receipts, bring them. Show them. Don't be a coward. Y'all have a great day. Take care.